Guys, today I'm going to read about India. Focus question: how do India's people, animals, and land make it an interesting country? So, where is it? India is a country in Asia that's mainly a peninsula. Pakistan, China, Nepal, and Bhutan lie along India's northern border. Bangladesh and Myanmar lie to the east of India, and just south of India is the island nation of Sri Lanka. To the southwest of India is Arabian Sea. To the southeast is the Bay of Bengal. India is also includes islands such as the Andaman Islands and the Nicobar Islands. The capital of India is New Delhi, which is part of Delhi. Yup, Delhi is a very old country, but New Delhi was built in early 1900s. Alright, we said about that. At that time, India was part of the British Empire, and the city was constructed to be the capital of the British India. Delhi is a complex maze of small streets with crowded bazaars, while New Delhi has spacious venues and modern shopping centers. Delhi and its suburbs are now a huge metropolitan region of more than 30 million people, and New Delhi is only a small part of this large urban area. Delhi and another large city in India, Mumbai, are racing each other for the title of the country's largest city. The city's population are close in size, and the number rise each year. Mumbai was once known as Bombay due to the British inability to pronounce Mumbai, but in 1995, the name was changed to return to the original pronunciation. Mumbai has been called the Gateway of India because it's a large port, and the city has a monument by the same name. This monument was built at the entrance to the harbor in 1911 to celebrate the first visit to India by British monarchs. At that time, India was a British colony. About 40 years later, when India gained its freedom, the led British government official left by that same gate. Mumbai lies on an island in the Arabian Sea off the west coast of mainland India. People. With more than 1.2 billion people, India ranks second only to China's in population, and India's population continues to grow. There are many large cities in India, but the majority of India's people still live in towns and villages in the countryside. Alright, we said about that. Most rural homes don't have indoor plumbing, and about half don't have electricity. Don't have electricity. How poor is it? India's society used to be divided into classes that made up the caste system. In this system, people had to follow strict rules depending on their social groups. Each group has its own traditional foods, customs, and ways of making a living. People of lower castes were treated terribly by other castes. Today, even though the caste system is illegal, it still has a powerful influence of society. Alright, only 5 minutes. Half of the people in India making their living from agriculture. They raise cattle, water buffalo, and other animals. In many parts of India, it is illegal to kill a cow for meat. In Hinduism and some other religions practiced in India, cows are considered sacred. They use cattle for plowing their fields and for transportation. Other animals such as sheep, goats, and chickens are raised for meat. India also grows many crops for consumption and export. The largest crops in India include rice, wheat, and sorghum, along with spices and vegetables. People all over the country buy fresh produce daily. Because India has such a large population, it has been hard for the country's electricity supplies to keep up with the demand. Power outages and power rationing, or the limited use of power at certain times, are very common in cities. In addition, average incomes are among the world's lowest, and many of the country's people live in poverty. At the same time, however, many people in India are highly educated and work in science and technology industries. So now we'll talk about land. The Himalayas form India's northern border. These mountains are the highest in the world, and they separate India from the rest of Asia. Thus, India is often called a subcontinent. What's a subcontinent? A low-lying plain called the Indo-Gangetic Plain stretches across northern India. This rich land was formed long ago as rivers continuously flooded and left sediment behind. The Ganges River lies in the northern part of India. In Hinduism, the Ganges is a sacred river. Hindus from all over India travel to the river to enter its waters. South of the Indo-Gangetic Plain lies in the Deccan Plateau. This rich land takes up more than half of India and includes low hills as well as coastal areas. Many people live on the Deccan Plateau because it has rich soil and a climate just right for growing crops. Toward the western of India, the land becomes drier to form the Thar Desert. The sand dunes of this region constantly shift. Most of India has 3 seasons. Okay, so yeah, we all know that India has 3 seasons: hot and dry, hot and wet, and cold and dry. So we said about this. We said we already know about this earlier. So hot and dry season lasts from March until May or June and brings high temperatures, strong winds, and dust storms. The hot and wet season is known as the monsoon season. Okay. Beginning in the May or June, strong winds from the south bring very heavy rains that fall in the afternoon on most days. About 3/4 of India's yearly precipitation usually falls during this season. In some years, the monsoon season brings flooding to many parts of the country. By late October, the rain stops and the weather becomes cool and dry. Okay. It's already been 9 minutes now, and we still have time. Celebrations. People in India celebrate many special days. On October 2nd, people celebrate the day of Manda. Mohandas Gandhi, who led Indians to independence from the British. People attend prayer services to ceremonies to honor the father of the nation. Diwali, a festival of lights, lasts for 5 days in autumn each year. During this time, people light small candles, shoot firecrackers, and give sweets to friends and family. People across faiths have ties to Diwali. Holi is a spring celebration known as the Festival of Colors. Yes, where people throw. Once a Hindu holiday is now celebrated by many religions and peoples. During Holi, people celebrate the end of the winter by throwing colored water and powder on each other. People also sing, dance, and enjoy special foods. It can be messy, but at the end of the day, everyone bathes and put on clean white clothes. August 15th is India's Independence Day. Okay, so we know about this. So on this day, the Indian people celebrate their independence from Great Britain in 1947. People often fly colorful kites that symbolize freedom. There's also history. India's civilization is very old. By about 321 BC, people living in the land now known as India were mostly united under one ruler. In CE 700s, a kingdom around Delhi. Muslim rule lasted until the 1600s, and one Muslim ruler, the Shah Jahan, left behind one of India's most favorite landmarks. And you know it? The Taj Mahal. This beautiful building is a mausoleum for the Shah's wife after she died. Also, during this time, Europeans began to explore the world. In 1498, the Portuguese explorer Vasco da Gama sailed to India, and by 1858, the British Emperor took over what became India. Around 1920, Mohandas Gandhi joined the resistance against British rule, but not with violence. Gandhi showed that non-violent protest could make a difference. But the country became a free democracy in 1947. Since independence, India has faced conflict and population concerns. Despite these concerns, they have made positive changes. India elected its first woman prime minister, Indira Gandhi, in 1966. 41 years later, in 2007, it elected its first woman president. The poet Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore, a Nobel laureate poet, was born in Kolkata, India in 1861. Yeah. He was educated mostly at home, and then in England after the age of 17. He went on to become a prolific writer of poetry, plays, short stories, and more. He even painted and wrote music for his poetry. He was knighted but returned his knighthood as a protest against England's colonization. Sorry guys. That was just, I'll say it later. Alright, so let's talk about animals. So India's wildlife includes many species, including large cats. In fact, India is the only country in the world with both lions and tigers in the wild. It is also the home of two kinds of leopards. While both types of leopards are rare, the snow leopards of the Himalayas is far scarier. One of India's most famous reptiles is the cobra, a poisonous snake known for spreading its hood when it feels threatened. Because it hunts mice and rats, which live close to humans, the cobra sometimes bites people. The Indian elephant was one prized for its strength and helped to clear many forests in India. People use elephants to lift logs and transport crops. And people, today, some Indian people still use elephants to help them with their work. Wild elephants are found in most regions of India, but they are threatened by habitat loss. Along the Bay of Bengal, the mangrove forest is a swampy Sundarban, provide a unique habitat for many animals. The Sundarban is home to sea turtles, sharks, and crocodiles. It is also the largest home of Bengal tigers. The tigers actually swim in swamps waters to catch prey. A male Bengal can grow to 3 meters, 10 feet in length and weigh as much as 230 kilograms, 500 pounds. Conclusion: India is a large country filled with many people and various animals. The country has faced challenges such as feeding and housing its population while protecting its amazing natural beauty. At the same time, India remains an important player on the world stage. Remains an important player on the world stage. That's special. So here's India. Its population is 1.4 billion. Land is 2,973,193 square kilometers. 1,147,956 square miles. Capital city, New Delhi. Primary language, Hindi. Primary religion, Hinduism. The currency is rupee. Done. Okay, so it is the last level to exist in multi-level. Huh? This book is also available for level K. Is why not S? This needs to be fixed. Is this already a level Y though? In the grade 5, yeah. I'm on grade 6. Its Lexi is 980. That's long.
Good job.
Okay. Goodbye everyone, and I hope you understand what I'm saying right now. See ya.